Alright, hello. This is my first time trying to record something like this, so I don't know exactly how it'll go or how good my frames will be, but we're gonna give it a shot. Um, we're doing a flight from Boston to Philadelphia today. I'll see if I can throw a picture of our flight plan up on the screen. We should have ATC pretty much the entire way unless anybody hops off. Philadelphia Tower was on. It looks like they're off now, but we should still have center, and we should have everything at Boston if I remember correctly. Um, Hopefully that's still the case. Let me check real quick. Oh yeah, looks like Philadelphia. So we are gonna have delivery ground and tower and departure at Boston, center all the way, and then approach and tower at Philadelphia as long as nobody hops off. So that should be pretty cool. I'll go ahead and get started with our flows. Our landing gear is down. Our speed brake. Oops. Speed brake is also down. Flaps are up. We're going to get our battery on and covered. Our DC voltmeter is on BAT. And our AC voltmeter will have on standby power. I'm using a checklist. I forget who it's made by. It is by Electroc Soldier. I believe it's on flightsim.2. I'll put a link to it down in the description. It's pretty good checklist for this plane. We're flying the PMDG 737 today. Go ahead and extinguish that. Now that our battery's on, we'll get our flashlight off. We'll probably just get the dome lights going for now. Just while we get everything set up, and then we'll get our lighting dialed in later. Our master caution, we already disengaged. Our electric hydraulic pumps are off. Our fuel pumps are all off. Our interior lights, get some of them going now. We'll get our panel lights going up here. We'll get those going. Get some main panel lights going. Looks like some of the lights are kind of... Oh, it's because of the dome line. We'll get those going. I know for a fact these are going to be too bright, so I'm going to turn them down a little bit. I've had a weird issue where the screens in Flight Sim, it kind of tries to dynamically change your... it kind of simulates the way your eyes focus or adapt to the light, and sometimes that can really mess things up. Anyways, we'll get some lights going down here too. Just a little bit of flood lighting, a little bit of background. That should be good for now. Let's go back up top. Our cabin utility power is on. Our IFE and seat power are on. We're going to get our ground power on. It's already connected. There go our lights coming on. We'll switch our AC voltmeter over to ground power. Our emergency lights we're going to get to on and covered. And our seatbelt sign we're going to put to auto. We're going to get our logo light on. And we'll get the wheel well lights on for now. We'll probably turn the wing lights on once we're pushing back just so we can get a better view of the startup. We're going to give our cockpit lights a quick test. Just make sure everything is illuminating. Looks like it is. Sorry if my frames aren't amazing. We're going to test our alarms. So we're going to come down to here. Maybe it'd be easier from here. We're going to test. All looks good there. I believe these are inoperable. They are. Oh, maybe not. Yep, those work. We'll give these a test. Sweet, everything looks good there. Give our oxygen mask a quick test. It's kind of hard to see. That looks good. Alright, and let's get our fuel and payload going. Let me pull up our OFP real quick. We're definitely going to need to get the fuel truck pulled up. We're going to be going with 13,377 gallons of fuel on this flight to Philadelphia. Once the fuel truck gets here, we'll start that. we are going to have 120 passengers on our flight. Not the fullest, but that is okay. We're going to need to open that door to get everybody loaded. Once that opens, we'll, oh, yeah, there we go. We can start our boarding. We're also definitely going to want to get our baggage loaded on. We're going to have 6,000 pounds of cargo today, so we're just going to evenly split it, 3,000 in the front and 3,000 in the back. Once those pull up, we'll go ahead and start those. The fuel truck is attaching. Should be able to see that. It's a little bit dark, a little bit loud out here too. Hopefully you guys can still hear just fine. I have it turned down quite a bit on OBS. And yeah, we got our ground loaders pulling up, GPUs connected, our jetway connected, and all looks good. We can start our fueling. I tried to find where to set the simulated time for the IRS. I cannot seem to find it, so you're just gonna have to pardon me on that one. It's probably gonna be a lot faster than it would be in reality. We'll start the front loader now that that's there, and we should be able to start the aft here in a second. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and give the ATIS a listen. Our frequency is 135.0. Get that set here. Alright, we'll give it a listen. Should restart.
Boston Logan Airport ATIS Information Hotel. 2217 Zulu Special. Westcom. Visibility 4. Runway 04 right RVR 3,500 variable to greater than 6,000. Mist. Few clouds at 200. 800 scattered. Ceiling 3,600 overcast. Temperature 8. 2.8. Altimeter 3004. ILS runway 4 right approach in use. Departing runway 9er. Runway 33.
That's good enough for now. We're gonna have information hotel. Our QNH. We're just gonna go ahead and set right now. It is 3004. Get that set on the standby as well. 3004. All looks good there. Go ahead and check on this. We're gonna want to start that. Passengers, about a little more than halfway done. Fueling is almost done. So we're just gonna go ahead and I guess while that's happening, I'm gonna go up here and continue our checklist. Our trim air is on. Our packs we're going to switch to auto. Our recirc fans are on auto. Our IRS selectors, we're gonna want to go to nav. We're gonna wait for it to switch back to align before we turn on the other one. Looking good there. I'm gonna go ahead and get our FMC going now. Start this. So I need to update my nav data, but I did it last week, so it should be good. I'm gonna go to our position initialization. We're just gonna grab it from the left GPS. There we go. I took it. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and load up our flight plan from SimBrief real quick over here. Just so it's in the system. And then we can request it here to save me a bunch of time. We're doing the fuel and payload ourselves, so we'll just select the route. Gonna have to wait for the uplink. It takes a second. This is a really nice feature. I'm really glad they added this to the 737. It makes a world of difference. Everything is so much easier. And you know, in real life they get to do this, so why can't we? Our uplink is ready. We're gonna go ahead and load that. And we're going to go ahead and activate it. Execute that. Everything looks good in there. That looks good. We'll we'll complete our performance initialization. We're going to request that as well, which is pretty nice. One thing I have noticed, it seems to get the cruise altitude wrong every time. It adds 2,000 feet to it, and I'm not sure why, so we're just going to have to change that ourselves once it loads in. We're going to be cruising at flight level 360 today. Go ahead and load that. Oh, it actually loaded it correctly. That's the first time I've seen it do that, but I will not complain. That's all for the FMC for right now. We're going to go ahead and get our APU going. So we're going to get fuel pump 4 number 1 on, and then we're going to go ahead and start our APU. Should see the EGT start to raise here in a second. Once it gets all started up. There we go. And in a moment here, we should see our APU available light right here, and we can switch on the generators, so we will wait for that. Real quick, I'm going to check on our loading real quick and see if it's almost done. Our fuel is done. We'll go ahead and release the truck. Passengers are done boarding. We'll release the jetway here in a second. Forward loaders are done, and this one is about to be. And there we go. Go ahead and release both of those. We can go over here now, and we can release the jetway. We'll also go ahead and close this door. Closing, cool. Should be good to go there for now. I'm actually going to leave it on that page since we're going to have to remove the chocks here in a second. Our APU should be all started up now. We're going to switch the generators. I'm going to turn our APU bleed on, get some fresh air flowing, turn our AC voltmeter to APU gen, and we'll turn off our master caution. Continuing on here. Next up is to get our clearance, which we already have. I got it via a PDC. Read through it here real quick. Got approved for 360. Looks like our squawk is going to be 7036, so we'll get that set here. 36. We'll clear via the stock 7 departure. Climb via the SID. Expect 360 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is going to be 133.0. We'll advise our ATIS and location on ground, which is 121.65 for push. We'll get that tuned in real quick. Wish there was a way to scroll through these a little bit faster. We'll get that programmed in here. Our tower frequency we know is going to be 128.8. That's going to be our next one, so we might as well get it programmed. 128.8. There we go. So our squawk is set, our altimeter is set. We're going to go ahead and program our departure now that we have our clearance. It doesn't say what runway to expect. I'm going to assume that I'm going to get 9, but that could change. We're going to find the SOC 7 departure, and I believe we're rolling with no transition on this one. We're going to go ahead and execute that. Our arrival, this will likely change, but we're going to expect the ILS Zulu runway 17. And it's going to be the gyms for arrival with the Briggs transition. We'll go ahead and execute that. Going to go to our legs, check for any discontinuities. Got a vector there before they approach. Looking good there. We're going to go ahead and complete our takeoff. Part 1 and 2. We're going to have 5 degrees for our takeoff here today. Our winds are calm, so we're just going to leave that empty. Looks like our trim is going to be 5.24. Get our V speeds in here. 5.24. We'll go ahead and set our trim now, just to get it out of the way. I wish there was a way to move the trim a little bit faster, but oh well. That looks about right. Our initial altitude, we'll go ahead and look at our departure here. We already have a climb via clearance, so we'll just go or insert our highest altitude on here, which it looks like I guess we can check in the legs. I believe it's 5,000. Oh, it's gonna be 4,000. above. We will just set 4,000 for now. We'll probably get cleared very soon after takeoff. Go back to our V speeds real quick so we can get that inserted. It's going to be 143 for our V2. Get our runway heading dialed in here. It's going to be 09. There we go. Our trim is in, is on. We will turn on our yaw dampener. Our fuel pumps, we don't have any fuel in the center pump today, so we will leave those off. We're going to test our cross feed valve. I'm going to switch it, wait till it dims, switch it back. It should shut off. Perfect. Going to get our window, get our window heat on. It's pretty warm today. We shouldn't need anti-ice, but we might once we're in the air. Our hydraulic pumps we're going to get all on. Our flight altitude today is going to be 360, and our landing altitude is, pull up the chart real quick, sea level, so we actually just get to leave that at 0. Get our flight directors on. Also, I am running on an ultra wide, so I might occasionally turn things on that you can't quite see off the edges of the screen. It's not too much that's off the screen, but just a little bit. We'll go ahead and arm our LNAV and VNAV now. We don't need to, but we'll do it. We'll get our auto brake set to RTO. Comm radios are set, and our ground connections, we will need to remove those, so we will go ahead and remove the GPU. And we're going to go ahead and set our parking brake and also remove the chocks. Hopefully that works. Cool. Should be good to go there. Our doors are closed. Before start, our parking brake is set, chocks are removed. Takeoff briefing we have reviewed. We're going to go ahead and wait for the rest of the... We're going to have to call for our pushback clearance actually. I believe the ground frequency is actually wrong. In our clearance it says 121.65, but on here it says 121.9, and I haven't heard anything, so I'm going to assume that it's 121.9.
Alpha Kilo, right turn on Mike, cross runway 4 left on Kilo, American 1776.
Go ahead and wait our turn. Hopefully, if we get 9, we should be facing tail north, but I guess we will find out here. Boston ground, Southwest 1127, ready to push.
Southwest 1127, Boston ground, hello, information, India's current push approved onto Alpha.
We have India on board and push approved onto Alpha. We're going to face tail north, Southwest 1127. We have our clearance here. Hopefully they don't switch up our runway on us. He didn't tell us which direction to push, but I assume he would have said something if I was incorrect. I'm going to go ahead and set up our push onto Alpha here. Something a little like this. And we will request our pushback. We can continue our checklist now. We're going to turn our packs off for startup. So we have a lot of bleed air. Our anti-collision light is going to go on. Might turn down the ATC just a little bit so you guys can hear me. Alright, our transponder, we're going to want to switch to altitude reporting off. Our engine area is clear, and we're going to switch our lower display to our engine primer. We have our pushback clearance, so as soon as we start pushing back, we'll start our engine push-up. Engine startup.
Parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Nice little view here. Got a nice little wing view set up today. We'll turn the wing lights on also while we are starting up.
1776, good day.
Okay, cleared for push start.
Ignore FS Realistic playing the touchdown sounds for no reason. I don't know why it does that. We'll disengage our parking brake. Oh, I actually use my rudder pedals.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
Alright, we
You
can
will start
start
in the
the engines. Switch our right engine to ground. We're going to go ahead and turn off our dome lights now. The lighting looks pretty good. Might turn the background up just a tad.
EVS 747 over 5x5, landing.
We're going to be watching our N2. Once it hits 25, we're going to add fuel. There it goes. See if we can get some sound from the back. Alright, let's already switch back. We'll switch it to continuous and start the left engine. Going to be watching that N2 one more time.
Boston ground, citation 2088 Bravo, requesting IFR clearance to Portland.
Hopefully the ATC isn't too loud. I think I have it turned down enough, but sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's loud. It's kind of hard to gauge. Get our fuel introduced here.
83553, ready for push and start. I'm at Charlie 14.
November 2288 Bravo, sorry, press Northern. Your
Set our parking brake.
will be the Lobster 8 departure, climb to the latest departure, Legacy 133.0, Squawk 006.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Wait for this to kick back.
Roger. Good engine start. Clear it to
Yeah, Squawk is 006.
Have a good flight.
You keep cutting out on the last digit. Can you get that again?
And goodbye.
And we'll switch over to continuous. We're going to go ahead and get our taxi light on. We'll leave the wing lights on and stuff just for better visibility and because it looks nice. We're going to go ahead and get our generators on.
We're going to do this now. It's going to be
Generators going
Lima.
here. I'm going to turn up this panel a little bit just because it's a little dim. We'll switch our AC voltmeter over to Gen 1. We can turn our APU bleed off. We can turn the APU off. We'll get our packs going again and switch our isolation valve to auto. We'll get our probe heat turned on. Probably not going to do engine ice still. We can switch this back to norm. We're going to go ahead and do 5 degrees of flaps. I have a button assigned to it.
I have no idea, please fly up a ghost.
This 5 Golf, you cut out, say again.
I don't know, please fly up a ghost.
This 5 Golf, roger. Left hand Zulu Alpha, take one of the first.
I was kind of hoping that it would stay nice and bright outside during this flight, but I guess we caught sunset just a little bit too late. But oh well. Our trim is still set. Our flight controls will verify those are free and correct. Aileron left, right, elevator, and rudder. Those all look good. Turn that off. Alright, we check our recall, nothing going on there. Our taxi lights are on. And it is time to request our taxi. We'll wait for our turn.
Left tunnel to runway 15 right, Lima and Bravo to ramp heavy.
That's confirmed, so we'll go right on Bravo, exit on November onto runway 15 right, all the way down.
Boston ground, Southwest 1127, ready to taxi.
Bullen 89 Mike Alpha 800 Bravo, November 15 right, Lima, Bravo.
UPS 747, do you mind writing this on the thing, on the repilot? Because I don't get it. The taxi.
People are getting stepped on a little bit. It's okay. It happens.
1127 runway 90 taxi via Alpha 2 Bravo Echo Mike cross runway 4 left on I.
Can we get a repeat on that cross instruction for Southwest 1127?
Cross runway 4 left on I.
Taxi runway 9 via Alpha 2, Bravo, Echo Mike, cross 4 left on Echo, Southwest 1127. Alrighty, we are ready to go. We'll get our parking brakes released here. We're going to go straight ahead, hang a left onto Alpha 2, then we're going to hang a right onto Bravo. We're going to take Echo, cross 4 left, and then we're going to hang a right down Mike to runway 9. Pretty easy. It's a little bit dim. I might turn on our runway turn-off lights just so we can see a little bit better. Here's Alpha 2. Alright, we'll follow the Delta traffic in front of us and cross 4 left on Kilo, Southwest 1127. Looks like he's just going to have us actually follow this guy, and we're going to cross on Kilo instead, which is fine by me.
Good evening, American 64 Juliet Heavy on November, gate Echo 7.
American 64 Juliet Heavy, right turn onto runway 15 right, hold shuttle taxiway 0.
Right turn 15 right, hold short Zulu 64 Juliet.
He's going pretty slow, but that's okay.
Boston ground, citation 2088 Bravo is ready for taxi from GA. We have information. India.
Get a little bit more on center line here.
2088 Bravo, Boston ground, roger, stand by.
I didn't catch that. Citation 88 Bravo, can you repeat?
November 2088 Bravo, I just got an inbound traffic and I'll get you out in this.
Alright, we'll hold position. Thanks, 88 Bravo.
Delta 2861, monitor tower, 128.8 cadet.
128.8, good day for Delta 2861.
Southwest 1127, monitor tower, 128.8 cadet.
Over to tower 128.8, yep.
Yeah.
And we're over to tower. We're just going to monitor until we're at our hold short point. I was going to say he needs to straighten out a little bit. I wish he would speed up his taxi a little bit. Speed limit on the taxiways is 30, and it's unrestricted on runways, I believe.
2861 Boston Tower, follow the wind 1504, runway 9 are clear for takeoff.
Runway 9 clear for takeoff, runway south 2861.
He sped up a little bit.
1127 Boston Tower, follow runway 9 are line up and wait.
Runway 9 are line up and wait, Southwest 1127. Looks like we're going to line up and wait behind this guy. He should get on and take off with no delay, but it would be silly to expect that. We'll go ahead and wait right here while he takes off. Is he gonna come to a full stop, it looks like? Maybe. While we're waiting here, we're going to get our auto throttle armed. Our center fuel pumps we don't need, anti-ice we do not need, cabin lights we don't need to check that, flight instruments check, instruments check, brake temperature check, takeoff data we already got that, nav equipment check. We have our, or we'll wait for our takeoff clearance. We're going to turn on our landing lights, turn off our... Oh, he already went. We're going to have to go ahead and line up. We're going to go ahead and get our takeoff lights on, take our taxiway light off, turn that off. We'll turn our wheel well lights off, and we'll leave our wing lights on just because why not. We're going to want to turn our transponder to mode Charlie. Get our traffic turned on and start our clock. I overshot that just a tad.
Southwest 1127, runway 9 are clear for takeoff.
Runway 9 are clear for takeoff, Southwest 1127. Alright, we'll go ahead and power up, wait for it to stabilize at 40. Looks good, and N1. Knots. Coming up on our V1. V1. Rotate. little heavy on the rudder there. Positive right, gear up.
Southwest 1127 departure. Have a great evening. Happy New Year.
Over departure, see it. We'll go ahead and enable our autopilot. And we are over to departure, which is 133.0. We'll get that in here. 133.0. And Boston departure, Southwest 1127 with you, climbing through 2,300 for 4,000.
Southwest 1127, Boston departure. Good evening, radar contact. Climb maintain 14,000.
Climb maintain 14,000, Southwest 1127. Alright, we'll clear it on up to 14,000. We can get our runway turn off lights off now. Switch our engine switches back to off. And run through the rest of our checklist here. Our gear lever, we're going to go to off. Our flaps, we are raising on schedule. Oh, our VNAV isn't turned on. I don't know why it unarmed itself. That's interesting. Our flaps are up now.
JetBlue 18, cross Scotia, maintain 6,000. Cleared ILS 194, right approach.
Cross Scotia, maintain 6,000,
I don't believe we have any weather to look out for. Let me check real quick. Yeah, no, we're good on weather. Once we pass 10,000, we'll turn our landing lights off.
Good night.
Starting our nice little right turn here.
Let's switch Kilo with you on the Ocean 5 arrival. Next waypoint, Terry, 9,000.
That's Swiss 3E6 Kilo, check on.
Affirm 36, Swiss 36 Kilo.
Swiss 36 Kilo heavy, Boston approach.
I was wondering why I didn't see the vertical director. VNAV was on when I turned on the autopilot and then it turned itself off, so that was a little weird, but oh well. Almost to 10,000 now. Probably be a lot more beautiful of a view if it was the daytime, but oh well. And we're passing 10,000 now. We'll go ahead and turn our landing lights off.
Southwest 1127, contact Boston, and I 134.7 tonight.
134.7, see it. And we're over to center now. Wow, that guy's microphone is messed up.
12,000, altimeter 2995, American 1450. Number 885 Kilo Tango, advise when you have the weather at Saratoga County and when able to say approach request. We've got the weather at Saratoga County.
We'll wait our turn and talk to center. Boston Center, Southwest 1127 with you, climbing through 11,000 for 14,000.
Southwest 1127, Boston, good evening, climb and maintain follow 320, that will be the cruise.
Up to 320, Southwest 1127, and we'll put that as our cruise.
Number 885 Kilo Tango, direct.
Alright, we have an amended cruise level, so we'll go ahead and just throw that in here real quick. It's going to be in here, 320 is our new cruise, pop that in there. Once we get to 18,000, we'll switch our QNH to standard.
10 by 1, sorry.
But for now, we're kind of just waiting. We got some traffic off to our right here. You can actually see them.
Alright, Delta 2061. Delta 2061, Boston, good evening, climb and maintain, level 360. American 3261, contact Washington Center 133.72. Have a good night.
133.72, Happy New Year, American 3261.
Happy New Year, Delta 226, contact Washington Center 133.72. Have a good night.
Boston Center, JetBlue 3050, we're back.
Thank you. Pacific 1385, direct Lawley.
Boston Metro 31 Heavy is at top, flight level 380.
Metro 31, Boston, good evening, radar contact, maintain flight level 380.
30, Metro 31.
Flare 845, radar contact, maintain flight level 380. Pacific 1385, direct Lawley.
Apologies, yeah, direct line to Pacific 1385.
No problem.
Super, F-132 Super, Boston Center.
France 32 Super, Boston Center, hello, you're at flight level 390, is that correct?
Yes, I'm Sam.
Air France 32, thank you, radar contact, maintain flight level 390.
I maintain climb level 390.
Alright, we're coming up on our transition altitude now. So once we get there, we'll switch over to standard. Oh, forgot to turn off our auto brake. Happens to the best of us.
Blue 7 Boston Center, good evening, radar contact 140 miles west of Ponset, maintain flight level 450.
And there's 18,000, we'll switch over to standard. Zoom out just a little bit here.
1385, cross Lawley, add and maintain.
Got a moderately long flight ahead of us. Not too bad, but our estimated arrival is
Flight level 200.
000
Was it 200 or 220?
is midnight Zulu time. The current time is 11:24 Zulu.
American 2127, contact Boston approach 133.0. Have a good night.
So that's not too bad. A 36-minute flight from here.
Is that for American 2127?
It was, yeah, Boston approach.
Our time to
133.0.
our top of climb is
Happy New Year, Singapore 24,
about
cross Lawley,
8 minutes.
and maintain flight level 200.
Lawley at 200 is important for him.
I guess I will give you guys a nice little window view unless
American
I hear
1450,
anything
New York
come over
approach
for the
Kennedy
radio
is
for
offline,
me.
radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Have a good night.
Alright, over Unicom, 21.5, American 1450, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Seabird 173 Alpha, across Calverton, Charlie, 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 at and maintain 12000, the altimeter 29905.
Custom interest option to maintain 12000, altimeter 2995, speedbird 173 Alpha.
Number 885 Kilo Tango, maintain 5000 until established in the TAA, cleared RNAV, runway 23 approach.
5000 until established, maintaining, and cleared for the RNAV 23 approach, number 852.
Air Canada 237, contact Boston approach 133.0, have a good night.
Roger, Boston approach 13, Boston approach 133.0, have a good.
Dragster 217, contact Boston approach 133.0, have a good night.
Frequency 1230, Dragster 217, goodbye.
Boston Center, hello, American 282 is passing 13,000 for 1717,000.
American 282 Boston, good evening, direct, actually, just climb and maintain about 190.
Up to 190, American 282.
United 776 Boston, are you on frequency? United 1864, are you on frequency?
United 1864.
Yeah, 1864, Boston Center,
I think I might
132.
try to change the overlay just a little bit. I kind of wish that the progress bar was slightly different color than the background.
L Center, JetBlue 8353 out of Boston, passing 9300 to 1.
Maybe something like that.
JetBlue 8353
Just so you can see it.
Good evening, climb and maintain for
Looks good to me.
Climb and 10220.
Oh, that guy's autopilot disengage is gone.
Walker 4849, descend and maintain 1000, Providence altimeter 3003.
maintain 1000, Walker 4839.
United 776, radar contact over Merritt, clear direct to Roebuck and maintain flight level 210.
Direct Roebuck, level 210, connect.
Yeah, 1864, radar contact over Merritt, direct Roebuck and maintain flight level 210.
Ready, direct to Roebuck, maintain level 210, 18.
United 776, maintain 300 knots or greater for spacing.
300 or greater, we're doing 329 at 776.
Sounds good, 1864, maintain 280 knots for spacing.
280 knots, 1864.
Boston up here at 211, heavy, level 360.84.
American 282, direct Roebuck.
Direct Roebuck, American 282.
Iberia 211, Boston, good evening, squawk 1360.
1360 up here, 211 heavy.
Number 885 Kilo Tango, report Alpha cancellation in the air or on the ground. This frequency, change to advisory frequency approved.
Change advisory approved, calling on the ground, thanks, fuck you.
American 282 for space into Boston. Actually, what is your speed now, American 282?
280 indicated for American 282.
Okay, that works, thanks. Speedbird 173 Alpha, New York approach for Kennedy is offline, radar service terminated, frequency change approved, have a good night.
What was that call for?
Approach for Kennedy is offline, radar service terminated, frequency change approved, have a good night.
This is dispatch and booth for 2440. Have a good night, bye.
Okay, that's for Speedbird 173 Alpha only, Speedbird 173 Alpha only.
Speedbird 173 Alpha is up with Uniform 128, happy holidays.
Thank you. To whoever else read that back, please stay on this frequency.
I know it's a little unrealistic to have the wing lights on still, but at nighttime it's pretty impossible to see, especially from the external view.
Yeah, 2404.
So I figured I'd leave them on just to give a better view.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, who else checking in?
Bravo's with the level 14,000.
Okay, too many people are trying to check in at 1-2.
We're almost to our top climb here, about 2 minutes away probably.
Person who tried to check in before, go ahead now. Now, who tried to check in again?
American 2820, flight level 230.
American 2020 Boston, and you're just passing news, is that correct?
That's correct.
American 2820, thanks, radar contact. Maintain file 230, and for space into Boston, maintain 260 knots.
Maintain 260 knots for American 2020.
Delta 572, are you on?
Good evening, sir. Delta 572, level 270.
Delta 572 Boston, good evening. Direct Roebuck and descend to maintain flight level 230.
Direct Roebuck, descend to maintain level 230, Delta 572.
Walker 4849, contact Providence approach 119er point, no, that's wrong, 123.67, have a good night.
123.67, Walker 4849, see you later.
Alright, we're coming up on our cruise altitude now.
Via the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 4 right, Boston, altimeter 3001.
Roebuck 483, double 1,
Yeah, 776, thank you. Keep your speed up as long as you can, and then public speeds at Roebuck.
Alright, 320 until Roebuck.
Over 625, New York approach is offline, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved, have a good night.
Have a good night, November 625.
Iberia 211, radar contact, maintain flight level 360.
And here we are at flight level 320. This will be our cruise for today.
Air France 32,
Our time to our top of descent is 23:53, which is, give or take 20 minutes, 21 minutes. I'll probably just go to the window view and time lapse this part. If you guys want me to start uploading the full flights unedited, just let me know. I mean, it's a lot less work on me. I don't really know what the normal is for people who do this type of content, so I'm definitely open to any feedback to try to make these a little bit better.
For American 726, Southwest 1127, descend and maintain flight level 200.
Descend and maintain flight level 200, Southwest 1127. Alright, looks like we're going to start our descent a little bit early, but that is okay.
Washington Center 133.72, have a good night.
200.
Washington Center 133.725 for American 776, have a good night. See you.
FedEx 227 Boston Center, if you're there, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Go ahead and start that descent.
27 Heavy Alpha, do you want us to keep the 230 speed limit that departure gave us?
You could do 250 for now, 250.
Up to 250.
Since we're starting our descent a little bit early,
Air Jamaica 877,
I'm going to go ahead and start our arrival checklist. I'm going to preemptively put in the altimeter, even though it'll probably change. It's 2984.
1330, American 282.
JetBlue 8353, cross Calverton, add and maintain 12000, Kennedy altimeter 2995.
Alright, CP altitude we already have set. Our FMC approach, oops.
JetBlue 8353, cross Calverton, Charlie, 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 12000, the altimeter.
We're gonna go ahead and get our...
cross Charlie, 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 12000. 8353.
Thank you, Blue 7, descend and maintain flight level 290.
We're gonna go with a 30 degrees of flaps landing. And we'll go ahead and do our descent forecast. Request that.
Clear land 2980 Bravo. American 2120, just need to build a little bit more space, turn left heading 040. American 2820 needs to build a little bit more space, turn left heading 040 please.
Takes a couple seconds, we'll load
turn
that.
left heading 080.
080, American 2024.
Sweet.
Turkish 92, Boston, are you on frequency?
I'm gonna go ahead and get our ILS programmed. Hopefully we actually get runway 17, but it's pretty easy to change even if we don't. Our frequency is gonna be 108.75. We're gonna want to put that in on both sides. And then our course is gonna be 171.
60, flight level 320.
What was it called? Sign again, I'm sorry.
Walker 36.
Walker 3650.
Alright, we got that all programmed,
What's
so we
your
should be
position?
ready as long as they don't change our
We're about 60 east of Nantucket.
our runway.
Walker 3650, thanks. Squawk 0353.
0353.
Since we're technically in our descent, I'm gonna go ahead and set
17,000, Boston altimeter
our
3001.
auto brake. Runway 17 is 6,500 feet long. It's actually quite short. They might switch us, but I'm gonna do auto brake 2 for that.
American 1776, Washington Center 13. And let's see, FedEx 227, you know what, never mind, we're going to go up. And then turn left heading 240 for traffic. That's 240 for traffic. What's the other side? Let's see, American 2020, turn right heading 090. Right 090, American 2024, descend the road, 3 right, runway 4 right, Boston, altimeter 3001. Descend the road, 3 right, left 4, right 294. American 2020, direct Roby.
I'm gonna go ahead and get our next frequency loaded up. It looks like it's gonna be 133.725 for diesel.
27, contact Washington Center 133.72. Have a good night.
133.72. See it? Southwest 1127. And look at that. Literally right as I was talking about changing it. It's gonna be 72. I'll go backwards on that. Might be a little bit faster. 725. Make sure we don't step on anyone.
10 currently. We're landing 33 left at Baltimore. Alright, here, give me a second. I have the program 3463. Turkish 67, descend and maintain 3000.
Descend and maintain 3000, Turkish 67.
Washington Air Canada 177, can we expect to stay at 70,000 the whole flight, or are you going to go up to 230? Air Canada 177 negative, anyone going from Potomac to Kennedy is capped at 17. Okay, copy, thanks. Sky 173, disregard. Delta 7, radar contact, the altitude leaving. Currently maintaining 3,000 feet for Delta 7. Delta 7, thanks. Climb and maintain flight level 410, and you're clear direct Robbinsville. Set direct Robbinsville and climb and maintain flight level 410 for Delta 7 Heavy.
TC Center, Southwest 1127 with you, descending through flight level 260 for flight level 200, Southwest 1127.
Southwest 1127, Washington Center, Roger, cross iRocket and then maintain 9,000, the Philly altimeter 2984.
We'll cross iRocket out and maintain 9,000, Southwest 1127.
American 436, contact Boston Center 134.
So we're going to need to cross that at 9,000. We'll go ahead and put that restriction in there.
American 436, American 1650,
and we'll actually lower this.
Terminated,
and we're going to be maintaining 9,000, so we're going to keep that descent going. It should automatically correct our VNAV path to meet that requirement.
In Washington Center. American 3261, sorry.
Yeah, American 3261, expect the RNAS Zulu, runway 19 approach, the Washington altimeter 2973.
RNAS Zulu for runway 19 and then 2973 on the altimeter, American 3261.
Delta 2431, radar contact 15 miles northeast of Baltimore, flight level 180. You can expect the RNAV Zulu, runway 19 approach, the Washington altimeter 2973.
RNAV Zulu, 19 approach of Washington for Delta 2431.
Turkish 67, clear direct Derek, cross Derek. Southwest 2540, expected PDC. American 1776, Philly exposure radar services terminated, frequency change approved, good day.
Over to Unicom for American 1776, have a good one, Happy New Year.
Our last aircraft calling now is unreadable. JetBlue 934 radar contact, 20 miles northeast of Sand Hills, flight level 370, welcome.
It does look like we have a couple decel points here, so it should get us down in time.
Washington Center, Spirit Wings 2072 is vacated, runway 33 is left at Baltimore, and we're holding
passing through 18,000, we'll go ahead and switch back to the local altimeter. Make sure it is still up to date. 2984. Yep.
Taxi the ramp via Tango, Spirit Wings 2072, Happy New Year.
Dude.
And once we pass below 10,000, we'll get our landing lights turned back on.
JetBlue 622. Turn left heading 340, spacing to Boston.
340, space to Boston, JetBlue 622.
Alright, American 7643, you're going to be high on the descent. Turn right, heading 090, vector sequencing.
Right 090, American 7650.
One really cool trick that I learned recently, you can actually set the lower screen to your ND, which is really nice for when you're programming your FMC. You can actually see right next to it, and especially if you have it in plan mode and you're stepping through, it's so much easier when it's just right next to your FMC. It's much easier to see what you need to be doing. Just a cool trick. I definitely shouldn't have been too concerned about getting down in time. It was only going slow because we were below our RNAV path since we started descending quite a bit earlier. Once it re-intercepts the predetermined VNAV path, not glide slope, sorry, it should increase our rate of descent just a little bit.
Southwest 3463, welcome to Baltimore. Taxi the ramp via Hotel Tango. Good day. Hotel Tango to the ramp, 3463. Southwest 975, descend and maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000, Southwest 975.
Delta 2431, descend and maintain 5,000.
Maintain 5,000, Delta 2431.
Actually, Delta 2431, you can continue descending to 3,000.
There's that DSAW.
3,000, Delta 2431.
JetBlue 622, reset transponder, squawk 7041.
7041, JetBlue 622. Washington, Stanford, Canadian 54 Bravo, Hotel 3900.
Scandinavian 54 Bravo, Washington Center, welcome. Break, American 7643. Clear direct, Cameron.
Clear direct, Cameron, American 7643.
And American 7643, Kennedy approach is closed. Radar service is terminated. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Frequency change approved, American 7643.
Southwest 1127, Philly approach is closed. Radar service is terminated. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Over to Unicom 122.8, see ya. Looks like, unfortunately, Philadelphia actually went offline, so we're not going to have ATC coming into there, which is quite a bummer, but it is what it is. On the bright side, that means we can take whatever runway we want, so we're going to take runway 9er. It is kind of interesting that they changed us over, considering it's still in their airspace, so they could definitely still help us out. We're going to have to vector ourselves around for the ILS, which kind of sucks, but it is okay. We're going to try to intercept at 3,500 feet at Coward. That is the plan. Because of that, I'm going to go ahead and lower my MCP altitude to what I just said, 3,500. Actually, we'll lower it to our last altitude, which is 2,000, but we're going to try to intercept at 3,500. I hate doing flights, and right when you get there, the ATC for where you're landing gets offline. It happens way too often, but it's okay. Coming up on 10,000 feet here, we'll turn our landing lights on once we get there. And we'll go ahead and preemptively turn them on. by the looks of it, we're going to have a nice 14 knot headwind on this landing. Should help us out a lot. Make a nice buttery smooth landing. I'll try to make it as good as I can. We're on our vector now. Go ahead and get ready to vector ourselves here. Probably going to want to do a traffic pattern sort of thing here once we get a little bit further out.
Philadelphia traffic. American 776 is currently direct to stock for the ILS approach, runway 9 right, Philadelphia traffic.
Sounds like we got a little bit of traffic coming in on the final runway 9 right. He should be below us, but we're going to have to keep an eye out for that. We'll go ahead and start our turn now. Philadelphia traffic southwest 1127, heading 350, descending through 6,300 for 3,500. We're going to be intercepting the ILS runway 17. We'll keep an eye out for the other traffic on final 9 right once you get there. We got that traffic on our PFD now. We'll probably, most likely won't be an issue, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. Try to get our track as close to 350 as we can. We don't want to encroach on that approach there. That looks good. Coming down through a little bit of fog here. Although I suppose it's probably more just a cloud. I'm actually going to set our altitude limit to 3,500 just in case we descend a little bit too fast. It looks like we'll get there pretty much at the perfect time, actually. I probably could leave it, but just for safety's sake. Philadelphia traffic, Southwest 1127, currently in right downwind, run right 17 at 5,000. Philadelphia traffic. Can actually see the airport right there off our right side. Just so our V speeds continue to work, I'm going to go ahead and do direct coward. Not actually going to do it, we're still on our heading select, but once we make our turn. Probably should have waited to do that so our decel would show accurately, but oh well. Go ahead and turn our LNAV back on, just have it take us around to the approach here. If we had gotten vectors, he'd probably vector us to intercept the visor at a 45-degree angle. But I'm not going to do that just because I don't have to. Philadelphia traffic, southwest of limit 27 on base, runway 17, Philadelphia traffic. Our glide slope has come in, and so has our VOR, so we're going to arm the approach. As we come in and get a little closer to it, it should activate. Once we hit this decel here, we'll get some flaps coming in. Once we slow down just a little bit. We'll run our approach checklist real quick. Our altimeters we have checked, localizer frequency check, localizer course check, we've done all those. Approach is armed. Landing gear, we haven't gotten to that yet, so we'll stop there. We have our localizer locked. And we're at our flaps up maneuvering speed. We'll go ahead and get our first notch of flaps in here.
2500.
We have the runway in sight way out there. Flaps 1 maneuvering speed just about. We'll get another notch. Keep that little stutter there. Keep that speed coming down. Flaps 2 maneuvering speed will come down to 5. Actually already has our approach speed in there properly, so I won't set it manually. Just about at our flaps 5 maneuvering speed. We'll go ahead and add another notch of flaps. And we'll go ahead and get our landing gear down now. Go ahead and go flaps 15, those are down and locked. Make sure our speed brake is armed. Once we're a little bit closer to the, oh, we've got our glide slope there. Once we're a little bit closer to the airport, we'll extend some more flaps. view out the window. And this is where I started recording. Got a little bit of rain on our approach here. And we'll bring in another notch of flaps. I'm going to go ahead and manually split our speed. 145 is going to be our approach speed. We'll go ahead and get our final knots of flaps in. Got a pretty strong headwind, looking like actually 22 knots, other than the 14 that I saw earlier. That is okay though. At 500 feet, we're going to go ahead and deactivate the autopilot. There's 500. Go ahead and disarm that. Take control. I'm going to disable our auto throttle as well. A little bit higher. Still a little bit high. Very high, actually. Coming over the threshold here. Cut the power. Hold the nose, get our reversers in. My rudder pedals are oddly sensitive, so we're going to want to exit right. Got a nice little clap on that landing, it must have been decent. Going a little fast for that exit, we'll just take it to the end. We'll go ahead and turn off our auto brake. We'll retract our speed brake. We'll get the flaps coming up. couple checklist items like our runway turnoff lights, but that is okay. We will live. Oop. We'll swing it right here. We'll take Sierra a little bit, and then we'll hang on to Foxtrot. Forgot to make my traffic calls. Philadelphia traffic, Southwest 1127, down and clear of runway 17. We're going to taxi Foxtrot and cross 9er left to the terminal. Philadelphia traffic. Turn our landing lights off, get our taxi lights on, we'll turn our collision lights back to steady. Our after landing checklist will turn off our traffic and the clock. Speed brakes are up, our landing lights are off, taxi lights on, strobe lights, we did that. We're not going to start the APU, we'll get our probe heat turned off. We'll just hook up to ground power when we get to the gate. Our flight directors we can go ahead and turn off. It's funny this taxiway isn't even on the diagram. It's interesting. We'll go ahead and take Kilo 2 here to the terminal. Actually, we'll take the next one. I don't have GSX, so I won't have a marshal to get me into the gate. It is what it is. It is very expensive. We'll go ahead and take this gate right here. Hopefully we can line it up. Oh wow. Oh, we messed that up bad. There's no lines on the ground. I'll try to recover it here. See if we can take a real sharp. Something like that. Certainly not my best parking job. We'll hit the parking brakes. Alright, welcome to Philadelphia International. I would deboard and do all that good stuff, but honestly I think that's good enough for this video. Please give me any suggestions you have down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.